And just like that, and just like that, thanks to the technology that we call the interwebs, the world wide webs, whatever you call it where you're at, I am live now on Facebook, and I'm doing what I always do. I'm going to double check that and make sure that I'm live on Facebook, and I am. Also, I got a great guest today. I'll be bringing on in a second, but I need to send a shout out to a guest that I've had on a bunch, and she lives far, far away. And she's been on these podcasts with me and videos a number of times. And she's a master podcaster. She had her own radio show in a big market forever. But Monica Perez has sent me this mic about a month and a half, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, no, 2 months ago. And we're doing a podcast one day. And then she asked me after we get off, she goes, "Hey, the headsets, what's with the headset?" Because I have these little ear pods and they were just fine, or these little earbuds, and they were doing just fine. And she goes, "Cool." Didn't say another word. And then look, I get these bad boys about 2 days ago. So shout out to Monica Perez and the Propaganda Report. If you like podcasts and you want to hear about all the headlines in the news, but the real spin behind it, excuse me, go check them out. And she should be back on with me this week sometime soon, hopefully, too. Now, the logo you see on the screen with me is not my logo. I used to own a marketing company called Connect Marketing, and I think we had really good success, lots of successes, and then the failures. And so my company no longer exists, but the lady that owns this company worked for me for a very, very short period of time. I realized real soon I was not going to be able to pay her enough to keep her. And she went off and to other fields that paid way more money. And then a year or so ago, she pops back up. I'd kept in touch with her, but I noticed she had started her own business. And she did it right? She doesn't do what I do. Hey, I want to start a business, and I start the business. She started slowly. She built it, and now she does it. It's called Monican Marketing. And I'm going to let her pronounce it right because I know I totally screwed it up. It's Monican Marketing is what it is. All right, so I'm going to bring her on. Hold on one second, everybody. She'll be coming on with us. But it's Monica Bishop, and she is the owner of Monican Marketing. How are you today, Monica? There you are.
Hi, Clint.
How's life?
Hey, it's really good. Just working from the house like everybody else is right now. And don't sell yourself short. My time with you, it was short, but it felt long and plentiful. And I learned so much. I could not be where I am right now without you.
Good. I expect royalty checks because I'm old now and broke.
It's in the mail. The mail's running a little slow right now.
You know, that was always one of my issues was the collections because I was a nice guy. And somebody owed me $1,000 and I'd be like, "Man, if you can, that'd be great." And you were always like, "Give us our $1,000.
I need my money now, thanks." Yeah, and so I'm in business still.
Yes, you are, and I'm not. I kind of am. I do podcasts and radio, so
you are. I could never do that. Do a great job.
Thank you. You are drinking too. Let's go ahead and get some of the real important stuff out of the way. Monica Bishop, are you ready? You are drinking right now Zen tea.
Tazo Zen tea. We used to you and I sat at Starbucks, I don't know, 10 hours a day. And I can't keep up with your coffee consumption. So I would start the day with my cup of Tazo tea, and I would just have them refill the hot water on top because I couldn't keep up with your caffeine level. So yes. I got a cup of it for you, just to nostalgia.
The Zen tea. I was like, drink some caffeine, like a red-blooded American.
It has caffeine, just not as much as your coffee.
I'm fine. I don't know what the problem is. All right, so let's do this. Let's give a little bit of background, and I want to make sure we are doing what we're supposed to be doing here. Give a little bit of background. Yeah, we're good. On how you got to where you're at and why you started your own business. And you don't have to start way back when, but I mean, and I'll kind of bring you up to where I want you to take it from. You were at BMW, then you came over with me to Connect Marketing. You're with me, I don't know, not long, but long enough to where we built a good base. And right after you, I was lucky enough to find Sarah, who had a lot of your same qualities and basically the number one quality. And I told her the same thing I told you. The hardest person you'll deal with on a daily basis is Clint Powell. And I ended up being prophetic about that. But then you left me and went into the car industry, the marketing side. Mm-hmm. And so how did you get from doing that to starting your own business, and why would you want to start your own business?
Well, I know, right? Obviously, I've always been in marketing. So even when I was at BMW, I was handling their marketing. And then I wanted to do the agency side of work. And so I came and worked with you for a while. And then, like you said, I got stolen away by an auto group here in town, and I ran the marketing for a 5-dealer group for 5 years. It was a long time and really loved it. But the more I learned about marketing and digital marketing, the more I really wanted to help more businesses. And I do love automotive. I still do a lot of automotive, but like, I mean, I love small businesses. I love, the folks that are just trying to figure it out. And so I'm always helping them. And it was interesting, at the car dealership, I worked in an office, and everybody would always say, "Hey, can anybody help me with this? Or can anybody do this?" And so I was like, "Well, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. You know me, I'm the helper." And
Yes.
so I got to be known as Monican. Well, go call Monica, Monican. And so then when I decided to start my own marketing company, I thought, hey, Monican, because a lot of people, when you're talking to them about your marketing ideas and I want to do this, and they go, well, I don't know if you should do that, or, you have to do this and you have to do that. And so I just look at it as, you want to reach a certain goal. Yeah, we can do that. And I try to take the approach that you don't have to do everything that everybody says you have to do.
Yeah.
That.
Well, when I started Connect, it's kind of the same, but Connect for me was, I knew this. I don't know everything. I don't know the solutions. I can't dig all the ditches, but I know a lot of people and I know a lot of companies. And so the whole purpose of me starting Connect was to take a business that had either goals or needs. And if I can do them personally, then fit that need, great. Mm-hmm. But if they couldn't, go find someone or another business and introduce them and connect them. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't about 100. And the other side of it, and I'll say this, and I think you'll agree, but a lot of the bigger traditional advertising companies only make money when Monica spends more money. So right. I'm only going to, if you're spending 20,000 in radio, that's great. If I want to get more money from you, I have to find either other ways that I can make a percentage of that, or I have to get you to spend more money. And you deal with small businesses every day that don't have $20,000 a month. Mm-hmm. You have to be, Monica, have to filter through where are your real needs at and where's the best allocation of money. Have you found that is that pretty difficult? Because, business owners, even small ones, they can be a little strong-headed.
It is a challenge, and I agree with your approach. I don't take percentage of spend anytime that I'm doing anything like that, because I just don't think that always fits in the best interest of the business. And it is hard. I mean, if you don't have a lot of money, you've got to do everything you can for free. Yeah. And free might mean paying me to do the heavy lifting. But a lot of these businesses, they can't afford several $1,000s a month on Google Ads or radio or TV. So yes, I take a very personal approach to saying, okay, well, where's our niches? I have a client right now. He does really good in Facebook groups. So I'm staying on top of those Facebook groups. If somebody's trying to hire those kind of services, I try to stay on top of that. And it's just those little things that the bigger companies, they can't do it. They're just trying to.
And two, if somebody's talking to you and they go, okay, I want to do this, this, and this. And you go, do you want to do all three of them at one time? Because that's this much money. And they go, I don't have that much money. Then you get to go, let's do this for the first month or two. Let's get this set up the next 3 to 5 months. And then let's do that. And all of a sudden, even though they can't get from point A to point B in 30 days, they can see that there's a plan in place to get from point A to point B in maybe 6 months.
Right. Yeah. It's just those small steps. You just got to keep working at it.
What got you into, what attracted you, or why do you feel so comfortable in Google? Because Google frustrates the ever-loving hell out of me and most small business owners, because I think it's attention to detail, and I'm not great at that. You were great at that. And thanks for not giggling. But seriously, what about Google? Because it seems that that's your niche. You really fit in that.
Yeah, I focus a lot of my time on what I call Google My Business. So that's where your business listing lives, so that if I Google a particular brick and mortar, so you're mostly talking about brick and mortar when you're talking about Google My Business accounts.
Okay.
Not necessarily, but traditionally you are. If you're on your phone, when that particular listing comes up, you usually click website, call, directions, or try to get more information. That's what we do, right? We don't want to click on their website and go to their About Us page and go to the contact and find the map and click on the map. We want it to be really, really simple. And Google My Business makes it really simple. And most business owners are at least savvy enough that they've claimed their business page. So they're like, yeah, I got this. They get the postcard in the mail and they're like, yes, got it. But here's the thing. When you first sign up, it usually puts you under one category. So for instance, for me, it might say marketing company, but I can have 10 other categories. And categories are like keywords, like how is somebody going to search and then find me? So I have internet marketing, search engine optimization, search engine marketing, social media marketing. I have all of these different things that I do so that when somebody searches for them, they can find me. And that's what I love to help business owners do, is to optimize that page so that when customers are doing the searches that their business is already relevant for, they get found.
Well, two things. First, when we first started, claiming your business page was it's still kind of a pain, but most people didn't even know what that was. I mean, they're like, you can claim that? Yeah, it's like a little mini website. And the second thing is, and I'm glad you hit on it, a lot of businesses, and we saw this in the short time we worked together, and then I saw it, a lot over the 8 years on Connect, is I don't need Monica. I've got my cousin who works here part-time, and she or he is taking care of that. And they quit in 3 months or 4 months, and there goes their passwords. They can't get a hold of them. They don't know how to do it. And now there's this big gap of content that's absence of monitoring. And a lot of business owners at that point just stick their head in the sand and go, you know what? I'm going to make my widgets. I'm just making
Right.
widgets. I can't worry about it. And having somebody that's a responsible, I think, third party or outside the business do that for you is super smart.
I think so too. And the number one piece of advice I would give to a company that's in that spot right now who wants to get their head out of the sand and they want to hire somebody to help them is to make sure you find a legit company and make sure you own all of your own assets. Just like your cousin owning your assets, your marketing company does not need to be the primary owner of your page. They may have to for a little bit to get some things tweaked, but a friend of yours just lost their website because they canceled their marketing company who owned their website, and now they don't have a website. And here Monican's putting up a website in 30 days. And now that may have been contractual obligations and things that I don't know anything about, but at the end of the day, the client did not have a login to his own website. He did not have a login to his own credentials. And so if a business is going out there and is going to hire somebody, please, ask those questions. Am I going to be the owner? Am I going to have these assets?
I've seen that happen with churches. I've seen that happen where you've got church members that start something to help. There's a falling out. The church member leaves, and guess what? There goes your password. And if it's not on good terms, good luck getting those passwords, because it's just they'll ghost you a lot of times. But we got in the habit of, and of course I give you credit for it, we got in the habit of creating an ORM sheet. Online reputation management sheet, which had all of our clients' passwords, usernames, and content. It was an updated thing that we sent to clients. At least they had that, because if I got hit by a bus or you quit, which I needed to have something to give to them, and they need to be able to get into their own assets all the time. They need to go check it. And the other thing is, if Clint has password and usernames, but I'm never checking it, don't you think that I probably should, as a business owner? Don't you think I should review that and make sure that it's going like I want to?
I think so. I think with your monthly meetings, I think I like to log in with my client and say, look, here's your Google Analytics. Here's your Google My Business page. Don't take my word for it. Don't take my third-party report that I generated for you. Go, this is how you look at it. So as much as a client wants to, I want to educate them. And if they want to take over doing some of my work, cool. Like, all I want them to do is to get better, to get stronger.
How, and you kind of covered a little bit. One of the questions, I have some tips or advice. I want to give a business owner something right now in this conversation that they can go look. So is it something just to have you claimed your Google page? What is something that when you sit down with a business owner, where are the little hot spots that you have found? You know what it is, the objections or the troubles, the things that are bothering them. What are some of the typical things you see? What can you give them as advice?
In their Google My Business account, if they know how to get into that, go to your info section and just check out that page. If you don't do anything else on your Google My Business, check out your info page. Right underneath your name is those categories I was talking about. There's a pencil, and you can go and you can type in all the different categories. So fill out up to 10 categories there, and then check your hours. With COVID, if you've got different hours, you could add that. There's some new stuff on the info page, but just make sure that info page looks really good, and it's easy to fill out. It's not a really tough thing to do.
That's if they own their page.
If they own their page. If not, go to business.google.com,
Okay.
enter in your business name, and then it'll prompt you to get a postcard sent to you.
And then that's where the fun begins.
And that's where the fun begins. And I put this on my page too. If there's anybody, particularly in our local Chattanooga area, who needs a little bit of help, they need to change their COVID hours, or they're really struggling with Google My Business, no charge, I'll help you. I'm not going to take on 1,000 hours worth of work, but I mean, if you can't get this thing started, give me a call, shoot me an email, get on my Facebook page and message me. I'll help you. I mean, this is that important.
Look at you being sweet.
Oh, God, this time is too hard. We've got enough things to worry about without that.
And now we got to dodge
and let me help you fix your Google page.
And we have to dodge the murder hornets, the killer hornets now that are in town. Hello, 2020.
There was a great thing yesterday with Dr. Evil.
Oh God, yes. I had another question for you about Google. Okay. You said Google My Business. I mean, claim your page. You told them to go check out the info section. And there was something else. It'll come back to me in just a minute. Because that's the way my brain works. It'll pop up when I least expect it. Do you do any traditional media placements, radio, TV, billboards, any of that stuff?
I can. I don't specialize in that, but obviously you taught me a lot about it. I did a lot of it at the car dealership. So yeah, I can handle full service. I tend towards digital. And so just like we were talking about earlier, you try to say, where's my best ad spend? Mm-hmm. And so if their best ad spend is on TV or radio, I'm all in. I'll get your production done, get it taken care of. I'll probably call Clint to help me write the script for it.
That's one thing I can decently do. And I'll say this. Well, I'm going to say this, and I'll let you kind of take it and run with it. One of the things that I think business owners sometimes they compartmentalize, or not that they forget, they just don't realize. Whether you're doing it online, or it's a social media event, or it's click through, or it's radio or TV or billboards, the story and the consistency through all of it is important. So what someone finds from me on Facebook or on Google should, as much as possible, match what they may hear on the radio or see on the billboard, instead of having a bunch of different messages. I'm assuming you still see that, because a lot of businesses will have 6 or 7 different things all out there with no consistency through any of them.
They do. And I think that's where a company like mine comes into play, where even if you have a couple of different vendors, or your cousin's doing your Facebook, or, your secretary's doing this, if everybody's doing all these different pieces of the puzzle, a marketing company can come in and say, okay, let's have one consistent message, and can rally all of the different troops. But you're right. And a lot of times it's because small businesses do have this person doing their Facebook and this other person, because you're just scrapping it together the best you can. But gosh, the consistent message makes such a difference.
How's the quarantine life going for you? How's the social distancing? I know you're an outdoor person. I do a podcast with Dawson Wheeler, Dayfire Podcast, but I know you're a biker and a hiker. Has that really changed for you? Have you been able to get out and still enjoy it, or do you do that stuff anymore?
We really haven't done a lot of biking. We've kind of done the, stay at home, even though I know a lot of cyclists are out. I just didn't want to, it would be my luck that I wreck and then I'm in the ER taking up space. So, but I like to farm and garden too. So yeah. I've got 2 acres now out in Hickson, and I picked up 9 additional chickens. So I have 14 chickens, and we just dug another 200 square foot garden bed. And so I've been doing a lot of gardening. So
you're a farmer.
I'm a farmer. I don't know if you've seen. So my friend Amy, she nicknamed me. So how many nicknames can Monica have?
I don't know.
So my nickname is Farm Monica, right?
And you know what? You'll end up starting a marketing company just for farmers. It'll be Farm Monican Marketing.
Farm Monican. See, I was going to buy farmmonica.com and just kind of keep it on the farming side, but
Farm
Farm
Monican.
Monican.
It's the best of all three.
That's a mouthful.
Hey,
So,
so I promise that, these videos, I try to keep them decently short, but my questions to you are, these are the most important questions. These are the questions I'm about to ask, because we're going to play a quick game, because I want people to get to know people I have on. We're going to play a quick game of Would You Rather.
would you rather? Love it.
And I've done this with everybody I've had on, Tim Kelly, you name it. I've done it with folks. Monica, would you rather, you can only eat one for the rest of your life, pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
Thank you. I mistakenly said pancakes at first, but then I realized they have the little capture the syrup and butter. The waffle does. They have the little.
Yeah, it has the syrup delivery device.
Tater tots, French fries, or onion rings. You can only have one.
French fries.
Do you put salt on your watermelon? Yes or no?
Sometimes.
Don't be wishy-washy. Just don't.
Let's go
Sometimes.
With
no. Okay, yeah. You
let's
stick.
go with no.
Be firm. All right, we're at 20 minutes. My question is, do you like the advertising, the marketing business world? Do you like it now that you're on the ownership side of it?
I like both sides of it. I mean, you know me, I love everything. So I like to hit all the different angles. So yeah, I'm having a bunch of fun.
As a business owner, this is a trying time, whether you own a service, and that's what made me remember the question earlier. Mm-hmm. You said you normally deal with brick and mortar. Let's have a little side note before we wrap this conversation up. Can Google also, that's still important for service businesses that may not have a brick and mortar, right?
Yes.
Okay.
One differentiation. So brick and mortar and service, like a plumber, a salon, or someone who comes to someone else as a service.
Right.
That's the same. What I meant in Google My Business not being, Google My Business probably isn't going to be the best fit for your podcast.
Gotcha.
It's probably not going to be the best fit for your online mask selling store.
Gotcha.
It's not going to be the best fit for that. But if you are a plumber, a tree cutter, a salon, any brick and mortar or service provider in a local area where you go to your client, excellent fit.
How have you enjoyed starting a business during this time? Because when did you start this? A year ago, 2 years ago? When did you really?
A year ago this week. Actually, I think it was the 4th or 5th of May. So I'm right at a year.
Has it been a learning curve now that you're owning the business part of it? Has it been fun?
I didn't think it would be a huge learning curve. And I think that just speaks to my stupidity sometimes.
You're not stupid.
It's been a lot of learning. I mean, just like, it's not just doing marketing all the time. You've got employees, you've got payroll, you've got QuickBooks, you've got taxes, you've got stuff and things,
That's the stuff that I hated. That's the stuff I hated.
So that's been a challenge. Staffing's been tough. I love talking to people. So that's been a lot of fun. So I've really loved it. It's been a ton of ups and downs, and I wouldn't change a minute of it.
You need to find a Monica.
Dude, no, I don't think the world needs two of me.
Oh, the world
maybe
needs
a Sarah. Can Sarah come work for me?
Yeah, Sarah's doing pretty good.
I probably can't afford Sarah. I'll be in your boat.
Sarah will be your Monica. Trust me. She's doing pretty good for herself, which always makes me happy too. So I'm glad for her. All right, let's do this. We'll wrap it up, and I'll give you the final word as far as where people can find out more about Monican Marketing, and we'll go from there. So tell everybody how to find you and who a good client is.
Sure. So Facebook, Monican Marketing. I have a new website going live this week, so I may be glitchy today as I'm going live. It's monicanmarketing.com. My cell, call or text 423-463-0271. Great client for me, brick and mortar service provider. I'll work in the Chattanooga area. I've got clients in Knoxville, happy to be in North Georgia. A small to medium-sized business. I mean, right now, obviously everybody's slower, so I just want to help put the puzzle pieces back together again. I mean, it's really a passion just to help everybody get started again.
Well, and I'll end it with saying this: the call, the offer you put out there, as long as it's not hours and hours of work, but simply to give advice or help someone get the process started for free, I think is a great thing. So I'm hoping people over the next week, because I'll reshare this video several times, I hope that somebody reaches out and takes you up on it because I think you're great at what you do. So thank you
I'd
for
love
coming on.
that. I'd love that. I'd really love to help.
I'm glad you came on with me.
Hey, I had a lot of fun. Thank you.
And go enjoy your Zen tea.
My Zen tea and my chickens.
Your chicken. 14. What do you got? 14 of them now? Golly. Farmonica. Is that it?
Harmonica. I like harmonica.
Sounds like an instrument you play.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I'll let you on that one. Get out of here. Talk to you later, Monican. Bye.
See ya.